Hello friends, welcome. In this video I will share what is the detention review procedure for the port state control inspection. What are the contents of form A and B, and then I will share a number of tricky questions that are asked in relation to the port state control inspection. So let's get started. Common question by the surveyors is, what is the detention review procedure? First of all, it's important that you know that every time a vessel is detained, there are two forms which are issued, Form A and Form B. And also, the Port State Control Officer has the responsibility to tell you the detention review procedures for that particular MOU. But as the principal procedure for detention review is same for almost all MOUs, so let's understand the detention review procedure for the Indian Ocean MOU. There are two ways in which a review can be set up. Number one, a direct request by the flag state to the port state to reconsider its decision to detain the ship. In such cases, the port state investigates on the detention decision and then informs the flag state. And if the outcome is that port state agrees to reverse the decision, then it is informed to the Indian Ocean MOU Secretariat and to arrange a correction to the PSC data held in the Indian Ocean Computerized Information System. And this was one method in which they are not following the official channel authorized by the particular state or MOU. Now let's talk about the official procedure. In the official procedure, if the flag state or their recognized organization disagrees with the outcome of port state ruling, then they may request for a review by the Indian Ocean MOU Detention Review Panel. For this, the flag state or the RO should send their request in English language by email to the Indian Ocean MOU Secretariat within 90 days from the date of detention, using the form in Appendix 1, and the request should include all the information related to detention of the vessel. Then the Secretariat will set up a review panel, which will comprise of 3 Indian Ocean MOU members. And these members will be neutral members. So it cannot be the port state, flag state, or the ISM issuing country of the ship. The Secretariat will also inform the port state about the request of review that has been made, and at the same time, it will request the port state to submit all the relevant documents related to the detention of the ship. During the review, the panel will only consider the procedural and technical aspect of the port state control inspection based on the information provided by the flag state and the port state control. The Secretariat will then prepare the final summary of the panel members' opinion and inform the flag state or their recognized organization. All correspondence between the panel and the port state remains as an internal matter. If the review panel supports the flag state or the recognized organization complaint, then the Secretariat will request the port state to reconsider the detention decision. However, it must be noted that the findings of the panel are still not binding, and if the port state agrees to reverse the decision, then they must inform the Secretariat about their decision and make the changes in the database. Now, whatever the decision of the review panel and outcome of this whole proceedings, no findings of this panel can be used as a ground to claim financial compensation. The Secretariat only informs the flag state or the recognized organization about the decision taken by the port state. Another common question often asked by the survey related to PSC is, what are the contents of Form A and Form B? So here is a sample of Form A. You can see that in the first section there is particulars of the ship, name, call sign, etc. Then in the next section there are details about the certificates that the inspector needs to fill up, all the important 12 certificates, their issuing authority, date of issue, expiry, etc. And this form also contains whether the ship was detained, was there any deficiency, and Form A also mentions that there is a Form B attached to it for the deficiencies which may be there. And this is how the Form B looks like. It has nature of deficiency and what does the convention of flag states says about that particular thing, and then what is the action taken. Action taken is filled by the codes. These codes are the deficiency action codes. As mentioned in the second half below of this form, there are various codes starting with 10 up to 85, along with the meaning with what these codes mean. Like 17 means rectify deficiency before departure, and 30 means retainable deficiency. There's another common question that surveyors usually ask, which is for ISM deficiencies, what all codes can be given by PSC? So the answer is also given in this form B. It's 10, 18, and 30. So the code 10 says that deficiency was rectified immediately, or as per code 18, vessel has been given a 3 months period to rectify the deficiency, or code 30, the vessel was detained. Form B also mentions who's the appellate authority. So there are email IDs given in which if you want to review or appeal against these deficiencies, you can do so using those emails. One tricky question that is asked by the surveyors is during a suspension of a inspection, is the master issued a form A or form B? And the answer to that is yes, they are issued a form B because it is a proof that an inspection was carried out and there were certain deficiencies. And also for your information, suspended inspection means a break in between a PSC inspection. And this break is given because certain number of deficiencies have already been found and the inspector feels until these are rectified, he would not proceed with the inspection. Thus, the inspection is suspended and it is resumed once the deficiencies which were already found are rectified and informed to the port state authorities. Another tricky question that was asked by a surveyor was that how will you know if a PSC inspector is genuine guy or a fraud with a fake ID? And what will you do if the PSC inspector, after visiting the crew at the gangway, directly goes on deck without meeting the master? What will you do in that case? And can you deny to sign Form A given by the PSC inspector? To answer this question, it is important that you understand that there is a code of good practice for the port state control officers. As per the Assembly Resolution 1119 Procedure for Port State Control, in the annex it's clearly mentioned the action and behavior of the PSCO should be. He needs to establish a mutual respect between the people working on the ship and himself. A port state control officer needs to respect the housekeeping rules of the ship and he needs to respect the authority of the master or his deputy. A PSCO needs to be polite and firm, never become threatening, abrasive, or dictatorial, or use language that may cause offense. Point number 10 clearly says that he must comply with the security requirement of the ship and wait to be escorted around the ship by a responsible person. In case of any disagreement over the conduct of the finding of inspection, he must deal calmly and patiently. And this answers your question about the Form A. If the master refuses, he must explain. And in exchange of this, he will advise the master about the complaint procedure if the disagreement cannot be resolved within a reasonable time. And the PSCO also needs to advise the master of his right to appeal and relevant procedure in the case of detention. I've not gone through all the points which are mentioned in the annex, but this is to give you an indication that PSCO also has a standard operating procedure and a code of conduct that he needs to follow. And master in any case has the authority to take any action in the interest of the safety of the ship and its crew members without any limits. And thus master has every right to not sign a document he doesn't agree with and just follow the procedure that goes along with it. During the ASM orals, often it's about testing the candidate's confidence in carrying out master's duty. And thus it is good to remember that SOLAS Chapter 5 Regulation 34.1, ISM Code Element 5.2, and IMO Assembly Resolution 741 Session 18 gives master the overriding authority to take any decision in the interest of the safety of the vessel, crew, or the environment protection without any limits. I hope this was a useful video for you. If you have any feedback, suggestion, or comment, then please write down below. Thank you for watching and all the best for your exam.